Hello and welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. Tried to center that as best I could. It's kind of not level. Anyway, today this is a break week from the UFC, but nonetheless I still have I got some Capper picks. I gathered them so I can give you a early prelim Capper comparison pick prediction show for UFC 264. Conor McGregor versus Dustin Poirier 3. Oh, it's a great card too. Great card. Anyway, I did, because a lot of these handicappers, predictors, whatever, because the fight's not till July 10th, a lot of them are taking a break and not putting out picks, but there are some that did put out picks. And God bless you guys for those that did. And then there's the normals that put out, some of these handicappers put out early picks a month in advance. You guys know who you are too. But anyway, I did gather picks for enough picks to make this prelim fight show. Might as well bring it to you early, get it done with. Oh, let me get my last week. Let me get my, let's do a little review of what happened in Vegas, UFC Vegas 30. Right here we go. Okay, I did, not bad. I did profit. I did have a profitable week. I'm going to go over this really quickly. I went 7-5, and because of that fight with Andre Fili, won. Did you see that? 7-5-1 on the night. Let's start from. I went. Of course, these are out of order, but let's see. I got Marcin Prachnio. I nailed that one. I got that. Jai Herbert did not come through for me. That was my one wrong. Then that Timur Valiev, Raoni Barcelos. Let's talk about that just a little bit. I was on the side of Raoni Barcelos, and if you ask me, that round 2 should have been judged 10-8 because he dominated that round. If it had another couple seconds, Timur would have either passed out or tapped out because he was right out of breath in the submission choke at the end of the round. But they still scored it 10-9, which, what do you need to do to get a 10-8 round? Do you need to do almost submit the guy? Well, that was done. Do you need to, I don't know how you, anyway, congrats if you took Timur Valiev because he got the decision victory over that. I think it should have been a draw. Then we've got, moving on. Oh, the curtain opener, I got that wrong. I was on Yancy Medeiros. It was a banger, though. It was a good fight. Damir Hadzovic won the decision. I'm not mad about that. I correctly picked Julia Avila. The hedge bet, though, I was rooting for Stoliarenko because I did put a little hedge bet on her to win by submission, but turned out I should have put that on Julia Avila, the Raging Panda, by submission because that's what happened. Then that Andre Fili, Daniel Pineda, I was on the right side. I took Fili, but the whole, eye gouge couldn't go on after. And as Daniel Pineda, he wanted to, but the doctor, he was like, nah, I can't see out of that. How he was guessing how many fingers am I hold up? He was just taking a guess. Like with one eye closed and the other eye you can't see out of. How many fingers do I got? 1, 2, he was guessing. Anyway, so be it with that. And then, like I said, these are not in order. I didn't even staple them. I was still paper clipped. But okay, yeah, we'll go through this right here. Oh, yeah. I got the Justin James. I put some money on him because he put a whole bunch of money on himself. Gotta respect the dude. But yeah, he lost to Charles Rosa. Looking good, Charles Rosa. Boston Strong, looking good. He won by decision, which he rightfully should have. Except Justin James had him. He had him, he was rocking him, but for, I don't know what, his poor fight IQ, what told him, oh, let's take this to the ground even though I'm rocking him. You know, I think it was like round 2. I think maybe he was, yeah, I think it was round 2. He was rocking him. If he just kept with the flurry of punches, he would have been able to. But anyway, he decided, I'm going to follow 1-2 with a takedown. A sloppy, half-ass takedown. Justin James, Guitar Hero. Anyway, hopefully he's not complete. He's probably out of the UFC after that fight, but hopefully we'll see him again in his lower promotion. Maybe he'll fight his way back into UFC once again. Who knows? Then I had the big upset. This one, hedge bet, or no, was a straight up bet. I had Jeremiah Wells, Philly Strong, and he KO'd Warley Alves round 2. What did that say? Within distance. That was my pick. And me and Dan from Perfect Parlay Pursuit he said no bet. We're the only ones on the show that took him. But yeah, I'm very proud of that one. Very proud of that pick. Then Shavkat Rakhmonov. I picked him to get it done in round 2. And he did. See, told you, profitable night for me because I had to make that plus money. I had to make that a plus money bet. So picking round 2, I didn't pick sub, but I did pick round 2. Cashed it in. Then moving up, we've got I had Kennedy Izinchukwu knocking out Danilo Marquez. He did as such. However, I did pick Nicholas Dalby to beat Tim Means, and he did not. Tim Means got the decision there. Not mad about that either. I like Dirty Bird. He, give it to him. And finally, I was perfect in the main card. I said Tanner Boser within distance, and he got the knockout in round 2. Within distance, round 2. And I also said Cyril Gane, unanimous decision against Volkov, and cash it. That's what happened. So, like I said, 7-5-1 overall for UFC Vegas 30. And I did profit, so I can't be mad. I'm still searching for that perfect parlay, though. Right? I'm still in pursuit of it. You get it? But anyway, let me staple this, put it in the records. Let's move on to UFC 264. Okay, get right into it. We got the curtain jerker, middleweight fight between a couple guys I really, to be honest with you, I had to do a little dive into these guys, and I still didn't come up with a lot. Thankfully, we have cappers that did fill me in on a little bit of info here. We've got Alan Amedovski. He's fighting out of North Macedonia. You know what Macedonia is? It's in Europe. I think it borders Bulgaria to the east, Serbia to the north, I think, Albania to the west, and it's right over there in that little Western European part. Kazakhstan, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly, but I know it's over by Bulgaria. I guarantee Vlad knows. He's probably been there. Anyway, Alan Amedovski, 8-2, fighting out of North Macedonia. Actually, he's not fighting out of there. He's from there. He's fighting out of American Top Team, Rome. ATT Rome, Italy. American Top Team, I didn't even know they had one. But he's fighting out of there. I didn't see any in that gym, there's nobody I recognize. I don't even know if they had, I can't recall a listing, but I didn't write any down. He's got a 2-inch reach advantage over Yaozong Hu, and he's coming off 2 losses. One, he's got knocked out by John Phillips in 14 seconds, round 1. And before that, he lost unanimous decision to Krzysztof Jotko. You guys have heard of him. The younger opponent, Amedovski, is 33. Yaozong Hu, 26 years old. If you couldn't tell by the name, he is from China, Beijing actually. He fights out of Tiger Muay Thai. You know that all about that. Rafael Fiziev, striking coach over there. Petroyan fights out of there. Valentina Shevchenko has it listed as a gym, but she's no longer there. But they have a Tiger Muay Thai is very. There's a whole bunch of those shitty kickboxing. Welcome to shit. Those guys have their names on both Tiger Muay Thai and City Kickboxing. So anyway, just check it out on Tapology. There's a whole list of Luma Luk Bun Mi. There's a whole list of fighters, man, all out of Tiger Muay Thai. The original one in Phuket, Thailand. Check it out. He fights at, oh, you know who's hot out of there? And he's coming on Contender Series, and I'm high on him, undefeated. His name is Hussein the Lion Akhmedov, I think it is. He's like 23 or 24-0 as a professional, and he's making his Contender Series, UFC Contender Series debut. He's coming on the Contender Series in August, against Joe Anderson Brito. I wrote that down. August 31st, towards the end of the season. But anyway, let's get back to Tortoro. That's the guy, Yaozong Hu. Tortoro. He is dropping down. This is a middleweight fight, 185 pounds. He's dropping down from 205. Yes, sir. He's coming off a couple losses. He's got a loss to Rashad Coulter. This is in 2018 too, so there might be a little ring rust there. Before that, he lost to Cyril Asker by rear naked choke. He does have a 5-inch height advantage, but you know, Amedovski, I think Asian people, me included, we've got like the short T-Rex arms. That's why Amedovski does have a 2-inch reach advantage, yet Yaozong Hu has a 5-inch height advantage. What gives? I don't know. But anyway, keep in mind, he's dropping down from 205, so he's got to lose 20 pounds. But he's had a lot of time to do that. Who knows? 205 is what he weighed in back in 2018. A lot happens, man. A lot happens. So keep that in mind. Let's see what these cappers have to say. Oh, another note about who? Yaozong Hu. That's who. Another note about Yaozong Hu. He was popped before for performance-enhancing drugs. In the pictures on Tapology, he doesn't look like he doesn't look steroid ripped or anything. He's not shredded. He's just like, he's kind of solid and thick at 205, but from what I heard from, I think MMA fortune teller, I can't verify that, he did get popped for PEDs one time in his career. Maybe that's why maybe that contributed to his layoff. I have no idea. I don't know how things work over there in China, Beijing. So, let's start with, we got Amedovski is the favorite, -132. And that drop though, money's been coming in on Yaozong Hu, Tortoro. Anyway, money's been coming on Tortoro because he's 3-2, by the way. Not a very impressive professional record, but he came in as a +140. underdog. Now he's only a plus 112. Amedovski was a minus 175. Yes, sir. Now he's a minus 132. Okay, they have the total set at 1.5 rounds. If you think it's going to go over that, minus 150, the books also think that too. If you think it's going to go under that, you're going to get paid out plus 120 if it does not go to 1.5 rounds. Okay, starting with the favorite here in Alan Amedovski from North Macedonia, fighting out of Rome, Italy. American top team in Rome, ATT Rome. Awesome. I love that. We've got, who did I mention? The MMA fortune teller. The teller, he's the one, I'm pretty sure he's the one that mentioned that who got popped for PEDs at one time or some sort of, performance enhancing drug. Then taking Yaozong Hu is Schroeder MMA bet. Thankfully, Schroeder puts his predictions in early. This one though, he did it kind of late, but it was still early enough to get him on this show. I think he did it just like last week maybe. But I think he's learning. He can't do them too much early because he does full cards because the cards change so much. Matter of fact, today, Sugar Sean O'Malley, his opponent, Louis Smoka, had to drop out because of a staph infection. So maybe there's 2 weeks, maybe they'll find a filler. I did hear some rumors. I heard some names, but I don't want to spread false rumors or claims. I didn't see anything in print. So anyway, it looks they may still be able to fill that fight in with somebody else. Okay. Also taking Alan Amedovski. We've got 2 of the 3 guys from Perfect Parlay Pursuit. We've got Luke and his brother Alex, both taking Amedovski. However, we've got Dan being the contrarian, making it not a full Triple P certified pick. We've got Dan taking Yaozong Hu. Also taking Yaozong Hu, we've got AJ DeVito, MMA experts. I appreciate him and he made a full disclaimer that all his picks on this show, these are early predictions, they are all subject to change. Whereas in Perfect Parlay Pursuit, the opposite. They said these are not early predictions. We put a lot of research into these fights. Go ahead, we're giving you them early before the line movement. God bless those guys. They're certain with their picks. I mean, nobody's certain until after the weigh-ins, but they're pretty solid with make these bets now according to Perfect Parlay Pursuit. Okay, finally, to tie or die, we've got UFC celebrities and classics. That's Vlad, and he's also taken Yaozong Hu. Yaozong Hu. That's who. UFC celebrities classics. He says the fight will not go the distance. Fight does not go distance. That's a lot of letters there for that. What's it called? I forget the word. But there's a lot of fight does not go distance. That's his pick. And if he has to take a size, like Tapper says, he's taking Yaozong Hu. So there you have it. And in this situation, I got to go with the plus money. And he's got the age advantage. I mean, that's really not much. What is this middleweight fight? But I like that he's got 5-inch height reach. He was popped for PEDs and he's coming down. So I want to see what he looks like on the scales. I'm hoping he comes in shredded. Maybe they found another formula that he can't, that USADA can't, detect or something. I don't know. They might have that special sauce in China. But anyway, I'm going to take Hu in this. It's pretty much a coin flip, so I'm just going dog or pass style here. I'm taking Hu for the plus money. And I'm going to say none of these guys did. Nah, nobody said anything about method. But I will. Screw it. I'm going to say within distance. Because he is coming down from 205. He should have the strength. You know, and he definitely has the height advantage. And he's fighting out of Tiger Muay Thai with Rafael Fiziev, meaning you'd think his striking would be on point. Whereas in Amedovski's fighting out of ATT Rome, Italy, who I didn't recognize anybody. I don't even know if there's a list. I think there was a list. And I think it's like maybe 8 people deep, and I think 7 of them are amateur. No, like, I don't know. I don't know. Check it out. But anyway, there you have it. Moving on. Next, we've got, big wide spread. Hu.Zhalgas, Zhumagulov, Zako, taking on Jerome, the Renegade, Rivera. Hu.Zhalgas Zhumagulov is 13-5, a minus 358 favorite, 3.5 times favorite. Jerome Rivera, 10-5, same amount of losses, yet he's a 3-1 underdog at plus 283. This was plus 290, so that means a little bit of money's been coming in on it, therefore dropping it. This minus 358 was a minus 375, therefore money's been coming in on Jerome Rivera because of that nice payout. Okay, Hu.Zhalgas is coming off 2 losses, back-to-back losses. One to Amir Albazi, unanimous decision, and then the next one before that was another unanimous decision loss to William Tava. He does have a win against Tyson Nam, who Jerome Rivera has a loss to. I'll get over there in a minute, but let's see. He fights out of he had a couple schools listed. He's got Arlen MMA Pro. They're both in Kazakhstan. That's where he's from, Kazakhstan. He's a Kazakh. I think it's what they call him. Kazaki? No, it's Kazakh. Kazakh fighter. Erkin Kush. That sounds like a weed, doesn't it? Erkin Kush. Erkin Kush. What you smoking on? I got some of that Erkin Kush, man. Let me get a puff of that. But Erkin Kush does have a guy that's in the UFC named Sergey Morozov, and he's fighting Khalid Taha July 17th. Interesting. And the other school is called Arlen MMA Pro. I didn't recognize any of the names out of there. Like I said, he's got those losses back to back, but does have that win. Tyson Nam, that was in Fight Nights Global in 2018, so not too long ago, but still. Jerome Rivera, the opponent, the younger man too, let me write their ages. Zhumagulov, 32. I mean, when it's early 30s and 20s, I don't think it makes that much of a difference. They're both 26. They're both still in prime for flyweight, but some may argue, I mean, Perfect Parlay Pursuit have Lukey CK looked at some stats about aged fighters, and he noticed there was a stat when there's a 5-year difference in age, the younger fighter wins 62% of the time. I pay attention, boys. Anyway, where was I? Oh, Jerome Rivera, the Renegade, is coming off a loss to Odie Osborne. He got knocked out in the first round. 26 seconds in the first round. Ugh, that's not looking good. Then he lost to Francisco Figueiredo. That's, what's his name's older brother? The Cheeto. Davison Figueiredo? Or one of them. Yeah, I think Davison is I don't know, they're brothers though. I think Francisco is the older brother. He won by unanimous decision. And then he has that loss to Tyson Nam, a KO in the second round. This other dude, Zhalgas, he beat Tyson Nam, unanimous decision. Keep that. That's a little bit of MMA math there. You know, similar. What's it called? When they both fight the same guy. I can't think of the word. It's right at the tip of my tongue though. Common fighter, or anyway. Jerome Rivera though, here's a kicker. 6-inch reach and height advantage over Zhalgas. And he's usually fighting at featherweight, 145 pounds. So you got to consider that too. This is a flyweight, 125-pound fight. So Jerome Rivera will be the much bigger guy. But watch the scales, dude, because he might have had problems sucking weight. You got to lose that 20 pounds. I don't know why he jumped right down from featherweight to flyweight. He should have, jumped at the 135. But anyway, whatever. He's just taking on fights. Fight was offered, he took it. He fights out of Luttrell Yi MMA and Fitness. That's in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Didn't recognize any of the people from that facility. Okay, we've got, starting with the big favorite. Here we go. Now on these big favorite guys, for you cappers out there, if you're gonna pick the favorite, please pick the method, at least to bring that negative number down. That's all I'm asking that of you. We've got Schroeder. Shit, well, I'm going again. Schroeder MMA is saying by decision for Zhumagulov, Zuka, right? Zako, that's what it is. Then we've got AJ DeVito, MMA experts. He's also saying decision. Thank you for your methods. Then we've got Vlad. Vlad's taking Zuka, but he's saying the over 2.5. Fight goes to distance or goes to decision. I imagine he said that, but he's saying over 2.5, so minus 215 on that. MMA fortune teller, and to cap it all off, perfect parlay pursuit, Dan. Yep, not all of them, because the contrarian pickers. Perfect. Parlay. Pursuit. Lukey and Alex being the contrarian pickers, taking Rivera because of the age, the height and reach advantage, and the size. Remember, his last weigh-in was 145 pounds, according to Tapology. This is a flyweight fight, so all those factors weighed in. Also, Luke does the star grading system, and I do believe Jerome Rivera was lit up right across, meaning he has more stars for everything except for maybe, I don't know, he scores the striking, grappling, strength of schedule, crap like that. I don't know all his criteria, his variables and variants, but I know he's on board with Rivera for the big upset, plus 283. And you know what, guys? I think I'm gonna go that way too. I think I might, man, I don't like the whole Tyson Nam thing though. Tyson Nam, because Zhumagulov beat him. Unanimous decision. Rivera got caught. Round 2, knockout. Man, this is tough. This is tough. This is what I'm gonna do. My pick for Tapology is gonna be Zako. That's my pick, but I'm gonna hedge bet Rivera, okay? That's what that $sign over there means. I'll take Zocco by decision. If that, you know, it doesn't, I'm not going to bet it except for the hedge bet, so I'll be rooting for Jerome Rivera. But I will have Zocco in this parlay. Yeah, this 3-fight parlay, as I do with every show I do. I go right to the computer and I make the bet after, as long as they accept the bet. Some of these, like Bet Online, where all these odds come from, sometimes they don't let you parlay this stuff until like, you know, the week before. Like this might be too early. I don't know. Some of the props are just coming out. These over-unders, these are like on the fly. I mean, you can bet them, but you can't parlay them yet. I don't know. They got certain weird things. You know, last week, I couldn't even parlay Tanner Boser or OSP. I couldn't parlay any of those guys. I had to single bet them. Weird. I don't know why that was. That was the only fight they wouldn't let me parlay with other fights. So odd. I wonder why. Anyway, I'm sure they have their reasons over in Bet Online. I think they're out of Panama, definitely South America, because when I do wire transfer, it's always in like Peru or Costa Rica. But when I called them before when I've cashed out. You know, they're good on cash. Bitcoin's the way to go. But anyway, I've cashed out, and before I was cashing out through Bitcoin, I wanted to see how long a deposit into my bank account would take, and it took like 7 days. It took something ridiculous. But when I called and I was asking him, where are you out of that I'm talking to you to? And he said he was out of Panama, the dude I talked to. Anyway, Bet Online, hey, I like them because now you can no longer bet through Bovada in New York State where I live. So Bet Online or Jazz Sports is it for me. Okay, finally, moving on to the middleweight fight between the Wolverine, Omari Akhmedov, taking on Brad Tavares. Omari Akhmedov comes in as the underdog here, 21-5-1 as a professional fighter. He's a Sambo master, fighting out of Russia, of course. He's a DAG fighter. Other people out of his facility, the DAG fighter facility, is Timur Valiev, who I just spoke about getting that controversial decision victory. Said Nurmagomedov and Zabit Magomedsharipov. All three fantastic fighters fighting out of DAG fighter with Omari Akhmedov. Okay, his last fight was a win against Tom Breeze via arm triangle in round 2. However, he does have, I should pull it up. He does have some weird losses too, I was noticing. Omari Akhmedov. He's got, I have to mention this. That loss to Chris Weidman, unanimous decision loss, I had money on Akhmedov. That's why and left the salty. He gassed out. His gas tank was crap. His cardio, you'd think being a DAG fighter, their cardio is like, lasts forever. No, not Omari Akhmedov. His cardio did not last, and that's why he lost. Not his most recent fight against Tom Breeze, but the fight before that to Weidman, he lost because he gassed. Because he had nothing left in the tank, he lost the unanimous decision. A poor performance after round 1. Okay, his opponent, the favorite, -170 favorite, Brad Tavares, 18-6 as a professional, coming off a win against Antonio Carlos Jr., unanimous decision. He's got a 1-inch height and reach advantage, very similar. Both these guys are the same age, 33 years young, 33. This is a very, very close fight. Same age, same height, reach, pretty much. Same similar records. This is a good fight. The Brad Tavares, his pro debut was in 2007. That's right. Akhmedov, 2010. So they both have enough experience. Akhmedov has more fights, as you can see by the record, but they're in different promotions, you understand. Brad Tavares fighting out of Extreme Couture, that's in Vegas. I'm sure you guys are familiar with that. I'm high on a fighter from Extreme Couture, Punahele Soriano. Punahele Soriano's got a fight coming too against Brendan Allen. That I believe, July 24th. That's going to be a good one. What other note I put down here? Brad Tavares, 80% takedown defense. Keep that in mind against the DAG wrestler fighter. The DAG wrestling, Dagestani wrestling. You know, can that compete against the Brad Tavares wrestling? I mean, he's 80% takedown defense. Can't take anything from that. Okay. So that being said, let's get on with these capper predictions, starting with, this marker sucks. Starting with the favorite, Brad Tavares. We've got, flip the script. Perfect, parlay, pursuit. Dan being the contrarian Jerome Rivera, he was not. Messed that up. Jerome Rivera, Dan was here. Sorry guys, I looked at the wrong thing. Here, Luke was taking Zhumagulov. Okay, I fixed it, all right? But here, Dan being the contrarian again, no triple P certified picks on this card, or on this show. Over here though, we've got Alex and Luke in agreement, taking Omari, Wolverine, Akhmedov, Alex, Luke. Then we've got MMA fortune teller, the teller. Very informative. I love the teller's breakdowns and predictions. I like his news. She hears about that, the John Schilling bar fight. He did a whole separate video covering it, and he was kind of taking the side of the victim, the guy that Schilling, and he replayed the 20-second video. It's kind of weird because is it John Schilling? I think it's John Schilling, I don't know. But anyway, he could have totally avoided the loudmouth at the bar. But he decided to walk right by him and give him a shove. And I'm sure and the guy was with his girl. But I guess in the comments I read, I don't want to get into a whole thing, but the comments I read, the dude's an asshole. He always speaks up when he's at that restaurant. He's been a pain in the ass to the restaurant. Every weekend he gets wasted and runs his mouth. So finally Schilling did the put on the cape and was the hero of the day by knocking out some untrained bum loudmouth at a bar. But anyway, that means that's neither here nor there. It means nothing really. But it is interesting, to see how these fighters react outside of the cage, outside of the octagon. I like seeing how. Anyway, back to this. Where was I? Teller. Yeah. He's taking Brad Tavares. Then we've got AJ DeVito, MMA Experts. And he's also taking Tavares by decision. Attaboy, AJ. And Schroeder also taking Tavares by decision. Attaboy. And finally, Vlad, in his video, link, I suppose, one of the links will be the links to these guys will be in the description, but Vlad does fight to fight to fight. Every video is every fight is a different video, every fight prediction. So I gotta pick one of these. I might pick this one because Vlad did not pick a side. He just picked the fight goes the distance. He picked the over. Just like on this one. Minus 215. But then in the comments, I was like, pick a side, Vlad. So he's, the Copper said, pick a side, I'll pick a side. And he took Omari. I took Omari. C and C. Fight goes the distance. That a boy. So there you have it. Man. I'm gonna have to. I don't like that Akhmedov's gas tank, and I like that Brad Tavares came off that win against Antonio Carlos Jr. But Omari Akhmedov arm triangle win over Tom Breeze. Man, this is a tough one too. This is a tough pick. But 80% takedown defense for Tavares. I'm gonna reluctantly take the plus money. The Dag fighter. I mean, he's training with some elite guys. I'm not. Brad Tavares is too, and he's the favorite for a reason. Man, this is such a tough fight. I didn't take him yet. It's circled. Whew, boy. But I'm gonna put this in a parlay right after I'm done with the show. So I gotta make my pick, and I gotta make it smart. I got the big favorite there, underdog here. Let's make that plus money. I'm gonna go with Omari Akhmedov, the Wolverine. Hopefully he worked on his cardio, beefed that up. He's got those Dag fighters. They gotta realize that. And you know, I like that he's like a sambo master, sambo. So I'm gonna take him. I don't want to say decision because this guy probably, if it goes deep, this guy will probably win by decision. So I'm gonna just take him within distance against Vlad. Fight goes the distance, huh? Tavares, man, this is a tough fight. But yeah, that's my bets. That's my pick. That's my story, you know. Sticking to it. All right, so to recap, time check. Nora went to the water park today, and that's why she is not here today. Whole family went because Daddy had to work. But they have a season pass, though. I think they're gonna go like every Wednesday. But anyway, to recap, I've got Yaozong beating Alan Amedovski. I got him knock him out, or TKO, something within distance. I'm taking Hu within distance. He's plus money anyway, so ride that. Then I've got Jerome Rivera. No, I don't. I've hedge bet on Jerome Rivera, but I'm picking Zacco with the majority of the cappers. Most of the cappers. Taking, did I write, yeah. I wrote this wrong. Who's taking Zacco? I think I wrote Dan twice. I think I had it right the first time. I can't remember. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I think Luke took Rivera because I wrote Dan over here, and then I wrote Dan over here. But over here, I got a scribble. Yeah, I think Luke was the one. Yeah, Luke was the one with the Rivera all in his grading system. Definitely. Now I'm sure of it. So yeah, Dan being the contrarian every pick. Anyway, I got for my Tapology pick, I'm taking Zacco by decision, but hedge bet, I'm taking Jerome Rivera plus 283. Definitely throw a 10 spot on that, definitely. And finally, Omari Akhmedov, I've got for the plus money, beating Brad Tavares. I think that's gonna happen, hopefully within distance. I think if it goes all 3 rounds, Tavares might be, I think what happened with Matt Wyden might be the same outcome. Hard to say. Like I said, this is my first model picks. I will probably revisit all these fights after the weigh-ins, the night before, after the weigh-in face-offs. I will cover these fights, every fight on the card once again. Things change. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the show. Give me that thumbs up. Be sure to comment on who you guys think is gonna win these fights. Maybe you can sway my decision one way or the other. If you haven't subscribed yet, do that. Be sure to share. Thanks for watching. Good luck on your bets, and I will see you next episode.